Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live play of Acting Cthulhu 2D20 with my three, I'm hoping it's three because I didn't really count properly, guests who will be joining us. If you would like to introduce yourself, starting with Virginia.
Yeah, I'm Virginia. I'm a line manager here at Modiphius. I'm excited for this. I like Acting Cthulhu. I had the chance to play this like way back when we did a stream for the beta thing, so I'm glad to get back to it. And I'm here celebrating with the Lloyd Gyan t-shirt. Love you, Lloyd.
We also have Marie.
Hi, I'm Mháire from Orchestra TV. We are streamers that are specializing in TTRPGs in Germany, and I've played and unofficially or half officially for the German license holder, written for Achtung Cthulhu and translated. And until now, I've only played it with the Cthulhu rules, so I'm really psyched for trying out how it plays with the 2D20 rule set. So, Achtung, Cthulhu.
And finally, we have Seth.
I'm Seth Skorkowsky. I have the YouTube channel under the highly imaginative name Seth Skorkowsky. I am a fantasy and horror author, and I usually talk about just various different role-playing games and philosophies on gaming. So I'm excited to do this. I've been wanting to try this for a while.
All right, so we're gonna go right into the whole thing. I'm gonna try and make me be on time. We have about an hour and 30 minutes of playtime and about 5 to 15 minutes of talk time afterwards. We're probably gonna overrun, but they can't stop me. I've already pushed the play button. There's nothing they can do. That's how it is. Okay, so let's go. The scene is set with a lovely view of Europe and a lovely update of what's been going on in World War II and all the atrocities and things that have happened through it. We have an update on the screen basically talking about the Black Sun, specifically Natchwolf, who are this special German division that are specialized in discovering and unearthing Atlantean technology and using it to help fight the big war. Your job as Section M has always been to stop them. You are a ragtag bunch of people, but you have a lot of really interesting and powerful resources that you at your disposal that the rest of the world do not, and that makes you specialized in stopping the Black Sun from doing the dastardly deeds. With this introduction done, we cut away and we zoom all the way down to Norway, up to the northern part of it, a tiny little town called Hammerfest. We cut through Hammerfest to its dock. It's nighttime. Most of Norway has been there for that, but currently Norway's people are celebrating a moment of peace. For now, the war will reach here at its own time. We see a boat slowly, quietly being pushed off the shore in the cover of darkness, making its way over towards the open waters and sailing away from Hammerfest in a clear, straight line towards something else. And that is when we introduce our characters. Starting with Marie, tell us about your character, please.
I am playing Daphne Rogers. Daphne Rogers is a prim young woman with blonde hair done up in a very strict bun, and she's also she holds a rather mysterious tome or book that she keeps with her, and that is full of notes and handwritten little bits. And she has a highly concentrated look on her face, looking out over the dark waters. She is a dabbler in magic, which means she can hardly do anything, but she's very interested, and otherwise she is well-read and good at math.
We have a lovely shot of you basically on the boat, with the book inside your hand, and we cut to the exact opposite of you towards Seth's character. Seth?
I'm a Private Dan Gregg. I have this thin little nasty mustache right there. Like, looks like somebody just kind of drew it with the pen. And I always kind of have this kind of a bummed out look and a cigarette draping from my mouth. I'm a mechanic. I really, really love engines and stuff. I like them a lot more than people, to be honest. And a lot of times I talk about the family back home, but you kind of get the impression that I'm not talking about actual family. I'm talking about the family. So he's got a bit of a shady past before he came into the war, but as long as he can spend his time looking at an engine rather than looking down a barrel, he's fine.
We cut away from you to the back of the boat where the engine is slowly sputtering on its own, slowly making its way back. And at the back of the boat, we finally see Virginia's character.
So I am playing Corporal Sarah Walker. She is a commando, and she's in the back of the boat. I imagine she's there just like helping, trying to start the engine and keep it going with one hand, and the other one she's fussing her loyal companion Crook, who is a German Shepherd who's wearing a little yellow bandana.
Fantastic. The final shot, of course, is to the front where you have your driver, the person running the boat, a slightly gruffer old man of Norwegian descent, but seems to have sort of English upbringings, known as Arthur Barbier, who is taking you along on the river to make your way down. As he does, he sort of turns towards you and goes, right, here's your mission. And he pulls out what looks like a roll of paper, and he passes over to you. The roll of paper is signed by Sir Alex Toten, and the information in it is as so. It seems a correspondence has been taken from one of your most innermost spies amongst the German government, known as Siphon. Siphon has been working undercover for the most part of the war and feeding you information as much as they can. And the information has been very, very good in helping stop the Axis forces from coming any closer. Axis, I hope I got it right there. One of the things about Siphon is that they specialize in Black Sun information. And the last message they sent to you was a coordinates out here in the middle of the ocean. They sent coordinates over to you. They sent the word help. And they sent one more word, which kind of surprised you all, but you weren't quite sure if you read it right when you looked at it. But the second you read the word and you look up, it confirms it. I heard of you. Far out, although not far enough for you not to be able to make out what it looks like as a giant ship. It looks like a huge cruiser, this massive stretching cruiser, of which, of course, is quite common back in those days, but you've never seen one that looks so derelict and run down and covered in gunk and leaves and everything else. And as you get closer, all three of you look down again at the sign and back up. And you read it, and it says, the Titanic has returned. The message written along with it is Siphon. I put one more name on there, which is Jens Stoller. Jens Stoller is one of the highest ranking lieutenants of the Black Sun. And quite basically, he is on site. And on site means shoot to kill, take him out, do not hesitate, do not speak, do not converse, do nothing. But if you can't capture him, his information will be very useful as well. But if you can't capture him, on site. On site. Arthur points up at the boat and is like, is that what I think it is?
I don't think anyone has time to build a facsimile of this. It surely looks like the Titanic. None of its sister ships are anywhere around or still in service, right?
Should it be out here, not in the middle of the ocean?
She should be
supposed to be at the bottom of the ocean.
Bottom of it, exactly. Yeah.
You know what? Not my job. Up to you. All right, stopping the engines. He pushes a button and the engines stop, and he goes on down and basically asks you all to grab an oar so you can row your way closer. I'm not gonna make you row for that because nobody has time for that. As you row closer, a mist starts to settle down, and the sun is no sun. Sun has set, so it's pure blackness ahead of you. But you can see tiny little lights stretched out across the Titanic itself. He rolls you closer to a point where you can see some ropes that you can climb up, and he goes, right, I will be around the area. Here is a flare gun. You fire the flare if you want me to come at an emergency. If not, I will be doing circles every hour on the hour until you get back on. On the hour, every hour. If you need anything else or it's an emergency, fire the flare and I'll come running. I wish you luck. And with that, the game opens up and the rope is there for you to climb up.
I'm a sneaky guy. I volunteer to go up unless anybody else got a reason to.
No, I'm just wondering how we get the dog up there.
I think Sarah answers that by taking Crook And doing that thing, she bends down and taps her shoulders, and Crook kind of leaps up onto the side. And she kind of carries him over like this and just has to lean forward, and he kind of puts his paws on her.
That's a good boy.
That is a very good boy.
He is a loyal companion and a trained dog. So let's test how the rolling works, shall we? The difficulty to beat this is 1. You simply tell me how you're getting up the rope, depending on how you're doing it, and we shall use that to roll. And we shall see how it works. For those of you who don't know how 2d20 works, you roll 2 dice, you're rolling under a target number set by your character sheet. So starting up, who would like to go first?
I'll do it. And I'm not really thinking of a good way I can use like my prototype or jury rig for this. So what are we?
I mean, you could try and jury rig like I know, like a pulley device that'll pull you all the way up automatically. You never know when that can come in handy.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what I'm gonna do, Lloyd. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, well, thank you. I try, I guess. Go for it.
How?
Oh, yes. Actually tell you how to do that. So that'll probably help. All right. So let's take a look at your character sheet. You have your jury rigger, so you're probably very good. I would say it would be your insights to figure out what you use to do it, and your engineering. You add those 2 stats together, and you're looking to beat difficulty 1.
Okay,
so you add the 2 stats together, you roll 2d20, and anything below the number total is a success.
So insight 9, engineering 4, gotta beat a 13. Okay.
All right, easy. You got this.
Yeah, you ain't seen my dice rolling yet, buddy.
We'll find out.
Well, I got a 12, so that was 1 success. And then I got a 20.
Oh, did you now? So when you roll a 20, that is a complication. So something interesting happens when you do this. We'll save that bit for later, shall we? Anyone else?
Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I already hassled the bot to roll me the dice, and with a 5, I get 1 result that actually works with my strengths, which are not in climbing or doing any heavy bodily work.
You're just like, you know what, whatever, I'll just get up there. Let's just go. It's fine. It's fine. And you pull yourself up easily. No problem whatsoever. Virginia, Sarah like to make a roll of any kind?
Yeah. So I'm probably going to go for using like brawn, because she does have the dog on her shoulders as well. Can I go with athletics?
I made a perfectly good winch.
You're already using the wrench, so don't you worry about it. It's coming up in a minute.
It's about to launch me into space.
I rolled a 1. I forgot to roll a second d20. 1 second.
Take your time, roll some dice, make some magic happen.
Okay, so I got a 1 and a 20. So technically the 1 is 2 successes. So do we get a point of momentum?
So you will get a point of momentum. Unfortunately, I'm not noting momentum up here because momentum changes so many times. I can't
keep track of it. I'll keep track of it.
You keep track of it. Thank you, Virginia. I appreciate that. So one thing, you go up on a momentum. All of you make your way up, starting for ease of use. It starts with you, Daphne. Daphne, you get your up, you pull yourself up there. It's a bit sweaty, but you manage just fine. Followed by Sarah Walker, the dog on your back, making it look super easy. Finally, Seth. Dan comes in. He's got his like instant wrench put down. He slams it on. He pushes the button, goes. It's fantastic, and you pull yourself up all the way there to the top. Done. There is no problem whatsoever. Everything seems good.
Oh. This won't come back to haunt me.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You arrive on the top of the deck, and you can see besides you are a whole bunch of passageways, what's called coordinates, areas, everything else. What is your plan? You know what you must do, which is hopefully find Siphon and help them, and also take out or capture Jens Stoller.
Do we have no idea who Siphon is, right? Like
Siphon is a deep mole. You do not know what they look like. You don't know what their name is. You don't know where they come from. You don't know what gender, what orientation, nothing whatsoever is known about Siphon.
We still got the note that they wrote us.
Yes.
Can we pull it out? Is there anything about the note that might indicate, like, assumably this was written from them being on the ship? So is there like a letterhead on there that might be from like Yes. Oh, that's a good one. In fact, I imagine like she pulls it out to try and see if there's a letterhead, and like instantly Crook is just like sniffing at the paper.
I love it. Let's give it a roll. Let's have Crook make a roll, because Crook is a dog and has his own stats. Crook, make me a insights and observation roll.
Cool. What's
Difficulty
the
is
difficulty?
only 2.
I reduced the difficulty of skill test to detect smells by 2, but that'll be obviously to a minimum of 1.
That's a good point. Yeah, minimum of 1. So make the roll.
Can I spend that point of momentum? Do you guys mind? So I can roll an extra dice just to
Do
make
it.
sure.
Earned it. It's yours.
Yeah, it's yours.
Cool.
If you want, you can always spend momentum to roll more dice to get more chance of successes or more chances.
So I'm rolling 3d20 and I'm looking for, sorry, this was insight and observation, right?
Yeah.
13. That's 2 successes.
All right, which is 1 more point of momentum back to you. You're doing
Got
great,
our
everybody.
momentum back.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse. All right, so the dog takes a sniff, and without barking, because it's a good trained dog and understands how this whole world works, instantly makes a beeline towards the back of the ship. It looks like it's pointing towards one of the areas that go down towards the lower decks. Would you like to follow the dog?
Sarah's just walking with him. Like, I imagine that's her thing. As soon as the dog moves, she moves.
Okay.
I'm going to be keeping my eye out for, anything. I'm on a sunken ship. There's Nazis at Billy Zane, so I'm gonna try to like really pay attention here.
All right. Anything you're doing specifically, Marie, as Daphne, before I continue?
Daphne is trying to orient herself because we've seen lights along the ship, and trying to kind of gauge how close we are to any of the lights, or are we moving towards one of them, maybe following the dog?
Right. So the first things first, because you're going into the area, you will lose sight of directly the lights are. But because you're all badass, like investigators, and this is not your first rodeo, it's enough for you to spot that you are going towards one of the lower deck lights. As you're starting to make your way through, Dan, you're noticing a few things. Although the outside is a bit scruffy and covered in like seaweed and normal boring stuff, inside there is a whole bunch of like cleaned area. There's all polished walls. The wheels of the turning thing have been like put back together, but everything is eerily silent. Like there's pure silence all the way through this area. Like it's absolutely quieted down to nothing.
Well, this is definitely strange.
That you would expect at least someone to be on here, but you see no one at all. You start to make your way all the way through, and you arrive before you can get down to what looks like the crew quarters. The crew quarters themselves have, as you're basically walking through, look like they have been occupied. There's like items placed about area. There's like things put up. There's beds. There's stuff everywhere. Like people have been living here as you're going through the quarters.
Where is everyone?
The bottom of the ocean?
This looks used. This looks like there have actually been people on here.
I mean, if this is supposed to be the Titanic, like the letter says, the ship's huge. They could all be in a gallery somewhere or a dining room. I mean, what time is it, Lloyd? Is it the kind of time that you might expect that a large amount of people might be in a mess hall somewhere?
It has gone past midnight by the time you got down there. It took you up there, climbed up, went through, so it's about 1 o'clock. So no, you'd expect people to be going to bed pretty much at this time. You would at least expect people.
With the stuff that's kind of like here with these beds, is there anything to like signal who they are? Are they like worker uniforms? Are they Titanic worker uniforms? Are they German uniforms? Like what?
From the quarters that you're in, this looks like most of the stuff. Okay, no. I should let you roll for this and not just tell you, because then there's no panic.
You don't want to fail that.
Yes, but failing is good because you might pick something up that you weren't supposed to. That'll be even better. So give me a roll on that. I would say, Dan, that in this case, it's using once again your insight and your academia. You're looking for difficulty 2.
Okay.
I believe in you.
So
doing great.
9 plus 2, so I got an 11. Let's this can't go bad.
Now, you know that you're rolling that. If you want more dice, you can give me a point of threats to get an extra die to roll. Especially difficulty 2. You have to roll 2 successes. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, well, I got 1 success, and that was it.
Okay, fair dues. All right. So you go through and you're opening the stuff, and the one thing you can pick up from this area is that it's definitely German. 100%. This is German writing, German notes, German recipes, German. I can't wait to speak to you, Marie. But nothing in the notes that what you're picking up is anything that you can understand. Your German isn't that good, and you can't decipher what's written all the way through.
But
You
even the
can't-
recipes, that's
even
tragic.
the recipes are bad. And you can you pass it on to the others, but all you pass on to the others to look at is not relevant enough for them to figure out what it is that you're looking for. As far as you're concerned, mostly German crew.
Definitely Germans.
Yeah.
Would you like to continue following the dog? Or would you like to investigate
Which
some more?
direction is the dog headed? Like, is it heading into somewhere in the crew quarters, or does it look like Crook wants to go on further?
It looks like it's going past the crew quarters.
Okay. Actually, are there any rooms here? Like, it's really obviously like German uniforms. Do we
Yeah.
see any like officer uniforms? Any, because presumably
None
we'd understand the
whatsoever.
rank. Is there anything here that looks high rank, like a lieutenant or a corporal?
Nope, not a single high rank kind of
This
thing.
is all just
there
like
anywhere.
privates and foot soldiers and stuff.
Yes.
So I don't think we're going to even find anything like interesting in their stuff here. I don't think. Unless there's anything that Daphne recognizes as kind of off and odd, like in any of the quarters.
Unfortunately, it comes in the road that was already made, so there's nothing there to be seen on that point.
Ah, dang it.
This seems very mundane, so I think if we're actually looking for something occult going on here, we should keep looking. But
All right, keep going, everyone.
Yeah, I guess I think at this point, like Sarah's going to be more cautious because like no one's here. There was no one on top deck, no one in the crew quarters. So like, if she's following the dog, can we go like stealthy?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Don't roll though, because something interesting is about to happen. So you stealthily start making way in because you're expecting something to be interesting, and the dog moves on, and it arrives in what looks like a small kitchen. There is this, well, I mean, it's small for the Titanic, so it's like bigger than my house, but then I live in England, so it doesn't really count. There is this big work table at the front with these pots and pans hanging on, all fresh, perfect. You can even smell a bit of food, like coming from some of the cupboards and stuff that you're like, ooh, if you have some time, maybe you can, like, make a risotto or some nonsense like that. As you come into the kitchen, the dog seems to move up towards one of the pantry doors, and it's like, just like starts whining while looking at it.
I think Sarah goes over. I imagine like the dog's doing that thing you see police dogs do, where they kind of like paw at a sight to get your attention. And I think she puts her hand to the trench knife on her belt, kind of looks back at the other two, holding the cupboard door, like leaning against it so it can't just be pushed open, but just like she doesn't say anything. She just points, like kind of knife still in hand. And then if the nod, she slowly opens the door, ready to kind of like half punch or just attack anything that jumps out at her. But like also, I imagine Crook's trying to get his nose in the gap like dogs do. As soon as you open something, he wants to see what's in there. But like cautiously just opens that pantry door.
Excellent. I'm going to spend 2 points of threat for no reason whatsoever. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. You basically look at the pantry door and you slowly make your way there. And there's a viewing window, but it's slightly fogged up.
I don't want to put my face to it if I can't see in it. That just sounds like a bad idea. So I think she'll just cautiously with like Crook where the door opens and knife in hand, just open it up and see what's in there. But like she's moving with the door so she can kind of shield herself with it if something comes out. But
so, scene. You put your hand on the door and you're going to move it. There's a moment of tension for no reason going up, and you're just putting your hand up and you push it straight down. And as you push it straight down, a hand, like a whole hand, slams onto the top of the viewpoint. Just goes bam right there, right on it. And as it goes bam, it doesn't startle you. You're fine. A face comes up and it seems to scream the word And as it goes, you open it, and as you do, it pulls up, and that's when the string that is attached to the other side seems to go. There's a grenade attached to the other point, and you look up and you can see it's right there on viewing point. You have 1 second to act. What do you do? And that was for everyone, Maria. You can all decide what you do if you want, but the grenade is right there.
I think that Sarah does what, as a commando, what she would do, because she's a Truth Deadly commando. And I think that where she's got her hand on the cupboard, she just kind of pushes the momentum that she had to pull it back and just throws herself over that middle counter. I like to think that Crook just does the sensible thing in hearing a loud noise and just moves. But like throws herself over the counter towards the other, so she's away from that door. And just like a really like pots and pans go everywhere kind of fashion, and just shouts grenade.
All right. I think that in this case, I'm not going to let the others roll. I think the rest of you are fairly safe. You'll be disorientated, but there's not much problem. I think only you need to roll there.
Okay.
That was Sarah. Sarah, make your roll.
I guess for this one, I'm going with agility, and can I use survival here?
I'll let you use survival. However, difficulty is 3.
Cool. Does my Deadly Commando Truth help me out here at all?
I'll give it to you.
Cool. Does that lowers the difficulty by 1, right?
I believe it does.
Okay.
I believe it does. Let me triple confirm that. Actually, you know what? In this case, yes, if your truth comes in, it does help. So make the roll.
Okay, so this is difficulty 2 now. Lloyd, have a point of threat.
Oh, thank you very much. So once
I
again,
don't trust my dice rolling.
if you don't think you can make the roll, you can always give me threat to make cool thing to like basically roll some more dice.
So I got a 10, a 9, and a 4. So that's 3 successes.
All right, with 1 momentum, you leap over the end. The dog will get away as well, and the explosion hits. All 3 of you hit the ground as it resonates inside this like fairly small and close spaces. But because I'm nice and it's the first part of combat, let's not be too mean. No, all of you are basically unharmed. But the noise is deafening, and you all wake up with like covering your ears desperately and sort of getting up and sort of like wringing yourself back together. You can see where the door was is now a broken husk of its former shell, and it looks like a good portion of the explosion hit the people inside. It's not pretty. There is, as you basically come up, all you can see of the person that had tried to warn you desperately to stop you from doing this is a pair of boots. Behind them, in the room itself, there seems to be sprawled people laid on the ground, all injured, all hurt, a good number of them dead, most of them wearing what looks like a chef uniform as best as they can and keeping themselves there. You hear sobbing and crying. It sounds like people were really badly injured, but most of them are out.
Daphne rallies and scrambles up and basically runs into the room, grabbing her first aid kit and trying to do a very quick triage. Who can be helped and who needs to be helped first?
That sounds fair. You can spend some time here doing this, but you also know that the explosion will attract other people to coming in, or at least make them aware of your presence. Do you wish to continue?
Daphne does continue. She doesn't think about it, but if someone with actual military training tells her to move her ass, she will.
That'll be you, Dan.
Actually, Dan's going to be watching the doors. He's going to pull up his Thompson, and his principal concern is, who are those people, and is our guy in there, Siphon? Is he among them? So I'm just watching the doors, letting her do her thing. My job ain't healing. My job is to shoot.
All right. You basically start crawling through those people and basically trying to do, Daphne, start basically trying to tie people up, help them are injured. Let's see just how well you do. The explosion did hit almost everyone. Rolling well here will mean a good portion of them will survive. Make me a, let me see your stats, so make sure I make the right call. Make me a, I would say in this case, a coordination and a medicine check, difficulty 3.
Okay, coordination 9.
Momentum.
You have 1 point
well.
of medicine. Right.
Yeah. Coordination 9, medicine 3, and I'm going to get one of those momentum points to roll 3d20 and
Yeah, do
hope
it.
for the best.
I believe.
Well, I've got 1. That's so she's trying to keep a stiff upper lip, but she realized that anything she's doing is not going to be enough. Around her, people are bleeding out, and she's just trying to keep it together. I'm so sorry. Keep pressure on this one. Keep pressure on this one. Don't let go.
It's a good 10 minutes of this happening, and Dan, you are watching the doors like a hawk for anything to come out, but you don't spot anything sort of moving around. Daphne, you only saved 2 people out of all of them. One is this like young girl, about maybe like in her like 20s, like on the floor. She has like this horrible gash, like a piece of like bone coming out from her shoulder that you are just about able to like put in and like tie something to, but they're clearly injured and to hold up. The other one is a slightly older man, maybe in like his like in his 50s, good decent handlebar mustache, wearing what looks like a chef uniform, who mostly had like something like the ankle was twisted for the worst of it, that you were just like, well, whatever, just walk it off, you wuss. But that's all you were able to save. Everyone else went down.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, but English, Deutsch? Can you understand me? Verstehen Sie mich?
The girl starts speaking to you in what sounds like a panicked Norwegian, but the man speaks to you in English. Like, I can understand. I understand. It's fine. Are you all right?
Are you asking me if I'm all right?
Are you all right? Self-help. Are you okay? Are you having a good time? Yeah. They were like, to the girl, they were like, are you all right? And she starts speaking Norwegian to him, and he's like, I'll come back to you later. Is anyone hurt? It's all right. What's happened to the ship?
We are trying to find out. This is the first place we have found people. I'm sorry. Then she turns around and says, Sarah! Dan?
I think Sarah at this point, like she's probably sent Crooks to watch the door from where they came in, like whichever door. I'm sorry, Seth, I can't remember your character's name. Dan. So
Dan.
bad with character
Call me
names.
whatever.
Whichever other door Dan isn't watching, and I think she's kind of been half picking herself up off the floor, like in that moment of shock. And I think she comes around and sees and is a little bit horrified at the mess, and she's, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. She's like, just for a second, just seeing this carnage and all the people is like a bit taken aback.
The dog is, but as you do so, comes up and starts basically licking the palm of the older man.
Siphon?
He doesn't react, but he does turn to and furrow his eyes, but doesn't say anything. If you're going to be undercover, it takes a while for you to break it, so he doesn't say anything at all.
We are, well, we are British, and she's from Australia, and we are agents sent to retrieve an asset, and I guess we will take you along, sir.
He looks up and he's like, maybe I don't know if I want to go with you. What if you're part of the people who put us in this place?
I think Sarah takes out the note, like that note that they had, that they were given, that Siphon had written. She doesn't hand it to him, but she shows it to him.
He looks at the note and you see something recognized in his eyes. Like he sort of like sees something tick in his eyes, and he takes a deep breath and he goes, I need a second. I'm sorry, just one moment. Can you give us a moment, please? And he basically takes the girl, and she's still whimpering while holding her shoulder. And he takes her aside and they start talking in like rapid Norwegian to each other. And he seems to be trying to like basically like make sure she's all right, reassure her. And she's panicky kind of in a sort of odd way, but like they're talking to each other quietly. It's a good like 3 to 4 minutes of this before he turns around and looks up towards you. And he's like, all right, I need to give you the lowdown on what's happened. We were put on the ship as service crew. We were recruited from nearby, from local areas. The Black Sun came in and grabbed as many as they want. Not many of us are volunteers. Some of us are here against our will. We have been serving on the ship for the last 2 to 3 months. I have been only here for a month or so. I came with my daughter. My name is Henrik, and this is Annette. And she's like, hi.
Hello.
I'm sorry. She panics a little when it comes to speaking with strangers, hence the reason why I stick with her at all times. About maybe like a day ago, we were told to all come gather down here in the kitchen, and then we were forced into the pantry and the door was closed, and we were told that if we were to open the door, a grenade would go off. We've been in there slowly freezing since. So you did save us. And if you hadn't turned up, although I am grateful, those people and us would be dead right now. So we thank you for helping us in that case. That's all I know so far. If you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I guess we should move you out of here. And Daphne takes off her coat and puts it around the shoulders of the girl.
And she's like, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's leave this place.
Where do we go? Says the what's called sorry, where do we go? Says the what's called Henrik.
I don't know. Sarah, Dan, what would make...
I think one question is, where are the crew? Because we want to be wherever they're not. Am I right?
We also got to get that Jens Stola guy.
As I mentioned Jens Stola, you see Henrik frown. He's the one that recruited us to be down here. He's been living it up in his own stupid quarters on the far side of the ship. He's mostly connected to the great staircase and to the ballroom. That's where he's been mostly taking his people and his actions. He's been bringing strange, weird things into this area, and I don't know why, but it makes sleeping at night harder.
Like things like boxes, radios.
No, it starts off as boxes, and he looks over at Annette, and Annette once again speaks to him in Norwegian, and he looks back towards you, and he's like, she went down to find out what's going on. It's not just that, it's devices, it's weird searching stuff, it's stuff to look under the water, something to pull out. And she looks at Annette again, Annette starts speaking in Norwegian again, and he's like, there's a word to keep using, but I can't translate it. It's beast. Water beast.
Well, Daphne, this sounds like it's your kind of thing.
Yes, they're
Gizmos are mine, so we're good.
There have been rumors and sightings of underwater creatures of some kind, but if I don't have anything more of a description, it's hard to tell. And she tries to wipe something off her face. It just leaves a streak of red because she's still got blood all over her hands. I guess we need to investigate more.
Is this place usually so empty from crew? We didn't see anybody on top deck and nobody's on our way here. It's
mostly been knocked with people and us. We mostly just do the food and maintenance, and they do the guarding and everything else. But usually it's quite busy. There's quite a lot of people. I don't know why there isn't any people around here.
Well, I just set off a grenade and nobody's come in the last 10 minutes. Do you know if something's supposed to be happening tonight? People gathered somewhere?
He looks over at Annette, and Annette starts once again speaking Norwegian to him and like gesturing her hand. And he's like, they were gathering down in the big ballroom for something, some kind of ceremony. I thought it was they hadn't requested food. They just simply asked that we should be on standby to prepare to serve them after it's done.
And that was like over a day ago.
Yes. So it should be done, and there should be people, but
maybe
I don't know why there isn't.
So do we want to check out the ballroom, or we want to check out this Stola guy's room first and maybe catch him napping or sleeping?
I can direct you to either the ballroom or Jens Stola's private chambers.
Stola's office might be better. We'll get some answers there at least. If he's the one in charge here, there might be paperwork. If we run into him, great. But if not...
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
All right. If it's all the same to you, I don't want to go unarmed.
You can She hands over a tiny pistol.
He looks at it like, what am I supposed to do with this? What?
I can give him my extra. I only got one 1911 pistol 45.
He'll take both weapons. He'll hand Annette the bigger gun, and he'll take the smaller gun. And then he starts speaking to a Norwegian. And then he finishes and goes, "You know how to use this, yes?" And she's like,
"Oh, she's street. She knows how to shoot that thing."
she's like, "Brap."
It's not to think that she's Siphon. I think that's what Sarah might say that, like, as they're walking, like, under her breath to the others, just like while he's out of earshot. Because she seems to know a lot about what's going on, but we can't really talk to her.
Yeah, it seems like she's Siphon and he's her translator. Then I
So-
bet she knows to use the gun better than me.
So as you start to make your way up and sort of like start to make your way towards the chambers, he guides you through the Titanic, and you start to go this time up and not down. Yeah, let's do it now. Everyone, please make me a will and resilience roll right now, please. Difficulty is 2. Difficulty is 1.
Resilience, which attribute? Or
Will and resilience is a skill / focus. If you don't have it, you just roll your will.
okay, I got 1.
Lloyd, have a point of threat.
Yeah. Remember,
I take
people.
that back. Have 3 points of threat. This is how unconfident I am that I can make this roll.
That's fair. Remember, people, you can spend threats to get more dice to roll. Feel free to do it. There's no penalty whatsoever. Everything will be absolutely fine.
I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and take you up on that. I'm going to give you a threat for an extra die to roll because my chances of success.
If you give me 2, if you give me 3 threat, you get 2 dice to roll. I'm just saying, like, if you wanna make it more interesting. I'm just saying.
If I gave you 3, I get 2.
Yeah.
But if I give you 1, I get 1, right?
Only 1.
Shouldn't I get a discount if I'm getting more more?
That is the discount. Listen, I'm the negotiator here. You don't get to negotiate. That's how this works.
I'm just going to take 1 there. I'm just going to take 1.
Fine.
It's sensible. I rolled 4 dice and got no successes.
Okay, so my will is 7, and what am I supposed to add to it? Because I ain't got that. So...
you ain't got that, or you just roll and try and beat 7. Difficulty 3. I believe in you.
Oh yeah, this will be easy.
Oh.
All right, who succeeded?
I got 2 successes.
Yeah.
All
right, so that's 1 momentum. Keep that in mind. As you start to make your way through, you take a step into the hallway, and there's people everywhere walking around, talking amongst themselves, saying hello, serving foods, talking about things, speaking in really good English accents. It's just walking around you like they've always been there, just having a conversation, just chatting away. And it takes you all by surprise for a second, and then it's gone and you're back in the empty room. Everyone, lose the furthest box of stress you have as you all take 1 fatigue from the mental stress of this. Except for you, Daphne. Daphne, you're good.
I'm cool.
For a second, there were people everywhere, and then there wasn't. It was lit, it was beautiful, it was shining, and then bam, it was gone.
You saw that too, right?
Like a big group of people.
Yes. It was like a flash from the past of this place.
Yeah, but I saw that as I shakily put a cigarette up to my mouth, and then think twice about lighting it, so I just suck on it.
I think Sarah just extends her hand towards Dan in the hopes that he'll give her one too.
I'll take one of those things. I'll have what he's having.
And I think there's also I imagine Crooks is like doing that thing that dogs do when something like disappears, as he's walking over to the spot where people were, like sniffing at it and like just doing that confused, like, where did they go? It's like, what did we just see?
Were those people dressed like people do now, or were they dressed like people were in that James Cameron movie?
They're dressed like the cast from the Titanic movie, yes.
Okay, so that was probably not the same people that were doing the ceremony. I'm thinking we're on a haunted ship full of Nazis, which is different than.
I'm a little bit more worried about the Black Sun operatives and less worried about the memories this ship has.
I could be worried about both. I multitask.
Oh yeah, unless it's a memory of an iceberg.
Oh boy! All right. Do you continue? You see Henrik actually like go down on one knee almost and wheeze, but he like tries to rise himself up before you notice. He fails, of course.
Are you all right?
You see Annette is holding him and looking really worried, and he looks over and is like, "Did you all see that too?"
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been happening like almost like once, maybe twice every hour. I thought I was going mad.
So here's a question. It's very clear that this isn't some kind of replica ship or something that's had the Titanic name put across the side of it, if this is what we're seeing. How did this ship come to be? This should be resting at the bottom of the ocean.
If they are conferring with any of the outside powers, and with one of them that has power over the domain of the sea, it might have actually just plucked this ship from the bottom of the sea and brought it back.
I'll tell you what, Daphne, you're the occult investigator. Why don't you make me a roll
Yes.
on that? Because you have, you have book smart. So give me a roll. I would say difficulty 2 to start with. It is insight plus academia.
Insight plus academia, that's a 14, and I'm just going to take the momentum that I generated a moment ago.
Do you want to also spend 2 points to get one more die from the threat? You know, you want to do it. It'd be fun. It'd be great. Let's do it. No?
Only if you spend it on an iceberg. Yeah.
After we get off.
you get another 2 threat, and I get 4 dice.
Yeah.
Okay. You can use them immediately because I rolled 2 20s.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I just got 1 success and two complications. So,
all right. So you didn't get the one you wanted, but you did get something. It is haunted ships are usually brought back in this world by something very powerful, but usually that power has a cost. The only thing you have to work out is whether the haunted ship is the cost or the haunted ship is the expectation. That's what you can't work out on the spot right now. You rolled 2 complications. As you're delving into your mind and sort of like trying to figure things out as best as you can, you get that like flashback again to the people walking around as you're thinking so much on it. And it starts to affect you a bit more than you kind of initially thought. I'm going to say for this case, you also mark off one of your stress boxes of fatigue.
Yep.
That's your furthest stress box. Just put an X on it. It can no longer be filled until you've rested at the end of the adventure.
Yep.
So you have less stress to go around. I think that's fair for 220 natural rolls. That'd be nice. For now.
You didn't spend any threat.
Hey. All right. So shall we continue?
Yeah.
So you keep heading up as fast as you can until finally you seem to be coming up towards what looks like Jens Stoller's personal living quarters. It is now that you finally start to get the smell of blood that you weren't getting beforehand because you were too far below. As you start to take a step higher and higher and you're moving towards it, the smell starts to get stronger and stronger. Something is waiting up past one of these like bulkhead doors, and you don't think it's going to be pretty. And you don't know if anything else is going to be in there as well.
Maybe check the door for booby traps first.
Sounds fair.
There's
There's precedent. You do look at the door on this side. If there's booby traps, they're not on this side of that door.
So like Crooks is a trained dog.
Yes.
Would he be able to smell and detect explosives? Because they have.
Yes. In this case, I will say yes, and because I'm saying yes, it means that there are no explosives.
Cool.
Because I'm running out of time.
I think like Sarah will relay that. She'll get Crooks to sniff it and be like, "Well, I don't think there's a grenade behind this one."
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and open this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to. Is there a keyhole first?
Oh no, it's one of those like.
Oh, like a big valve door.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Good. Those are easy to open quietly, and so I'm going to kind of do the routine. I'm going to just listen. I'm going to very slowly try to open it, see if I feel any resistance. Because
sounds good to me. Make me a stealth test. This would be coordination and stealth because you're trying to be quiet and move in quietly while turning this bulkhead, which is fairly loud. Difficulty is 2.
Oh man, you really just like watching me fail.
That's not true. I love watching you succeed. Just give me more threat and you're fine.
This is how Lloyd makes us give him threat.
Yeah, he's like a threat dragon.
He's bribed the dice roller, so we have to give him threat.
Okay.
He just wants to hoard them.
So
I believe
gotta be
make it happen.
12 here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Did you
I got him.
succeed?
I got 2 successes.
Nice. I'm feeling it. By the way, scenes changed, so you've lost the momentum from beforehand. Just get ahead. All right. So you turn around and you can hear it. German voices talking on the other side of the bulkhead. You take your turn, you look up and you peek through the side and you can hear this really rough German. Daphne, you translate it as move, 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 get over here, sit down, lay there. Like someone's off issuing massive like statements. As the bulk door opens and you peek inside, I'm going to spend 2 points of threat for no reason whatsoever. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. Just going to quietly spend that threat. Oh, nope. As a bulk door opens, you see you've got like what looks like 3 what's called full-on dressed up Black Sun operatives, like Black Sun like soldiers standing up there. They've pushed what looks like partially dressed Black Sun people onto the floor. 2 of them have pushed them onto the floor, and the third one's holding the gun. And as soon as they step back, they just open fire on them on the spot. They just instantly just start destroying the other 2 on the ground. That's what you see on the spot. They haven't seen you. What do you do?
Well, 1, they're taking a job from us, but 2, I'm kind of inclined to shoot them.
Do it.
So I got my Thompson here, and and can I hit both of these guys with a good spray from the Thompson?
Yes, you can. I can go into the spray mechanics for you because that's the kind of world we live in. So you have an item. Oh God, I hope I remember these rules right correctly. Okay, you have a gun, your Thompson gun, which can be area stun. So your gun on a normal sense doesn't use up doesn't spray. It's just like a single shot, like take people out. But if you spend 1 of your ammo points, you can activate area. So if you roll and you hit and you roll high enough for the effect die, it will work. Would you like to spend your ammo die?
Yes, I would, because if it works, I get more ammo for whatever it is they're shooting.
All right, you spend the ammo die. Now take the shots. Range attack always goes on a set difficulty unless the other person is like special. In this case, it's simply going to be coordination plus, I believe, fighting.
Okay.
So make the roll. You have 2d20 to start with. You can spend some threat or momentum to get some more if you like.
I think we're out of momentum, and I have given you enough threat today. Thank you very much.
Well, there is one more resource you can use. Do you see your fortune section?
Yes, I do.
If you tick one of your fortune sections, you automatically turn one of your dice that you're about to roll into a natural 1, which means that you succeed with 2 successes to start with.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to roll 1d20 then and see how that one goes. And that was a success.
All right. So that's 3 successes. You needed 1 to get, so that's 2 momentum. Now, your damage that you do is 5d6. That's what that symbol means over there. But the numbers mean special things. So bear with me. I do apologize, everyone. It just takes a moment to explain it. 1 and 2 are 1 damage and 2 damage. 3 and 4 are nothing. 5 and 6 are hit plus effect. In this case, you're looking to roll 5s or 6s to do your area attack. You have 5 dice, but you can spend your momentum that you just gained to gain extra dice to roll if you like.
I tell you what, I'm going to spend one of those. I'm going to save one more momentum. So I'm going to make it 6 dice. One effect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points plus the effect.
Fantastic. So the effect, you could use your area so it hits both of them. And in which case, I don't see why you don't just take them out in one shot. So describe it.
Well, these guys are pointing down at the people on the ground, and I just kind of come up and I just do a nice little kind of slide to the side. I cut these guys down, and my goal is that it's kind of all blended into the sound of their firing.
Sounds good to me. It is smooth as you say. You open the door, you see them, you take upon, you do a little slide, you done and dusted. The
That is
smoke
2
clears.
for me.
Smoke clears. Looks like they're dead.
I will reload too.
What would you like to do?
Anyone else in the room? Or is it now just empty?
There's the bodies that they were shooting at still trying to breathe from the shots that they've just been taking. They're bleeding badly.
Why were they? Definitely, without considering that there might any more booby traps or anything, just steps into the room and slowly gets closer to the man dying on the floor.
As you get close to the man dying on the floor, who's laid down over there, you see him trying to breathe. And it's the first time you've taken a look at his face. And half his face seems perfectly normal and all fine. But when he turns out to the other side, there are these suckers growing out of the other parts, all just reaching out. And they're like pulsating and reaching out more and more. And he turns towards you and you see the screams desperately. And as he does, you see the paws are growing on other parts of him. And that is all he's able to say before he basically stops moving, dead. You look at the other one that they had shot. They had also had half their face covered in these like sucker paws just reaching out. It seems to be running across half their body.
Whatever they're doing, it's affecting them, and they're trying to kill the Black Sun operatives that have been. And she hunkers down and uses something, so she doesn't use her bare hands, just looking around and grabbing some uniform bit or something to poke at the sucker things and turn the face of the dead man around to take a closer look.
Actually, make me a medicine insight test, please.
Yes.
Or a medicine insight academia, whichever one's highest. Because you are a ritualist, so you would know.
Academia is one higher than medicine, so I'm going with that.
Roll. Why make that roll? Hi, everyone. Is everyone doing all right? Everyone doing okay? The rest of you two doing good?
I'm good. I don't let the dog walk in that blood.
Woof, woof, woof.
I'd like to think Crooks just avoid. I imagine the blood it just is like, if it's coming from these weird things that are covered in these like suckers, I imagine Crooks is just avoiding it. It probably doesn't smell right to him.
That's what
yeah, I think Sarah wants to try and find some information. Like, as she's horrified at the sight of what Daphne is dealing with and doesn't want to be anywhere near it.
All right, Daphne, you made your roll?
Yes, I made a roll. I rolled 2 6s, which is way below my 14 threshold. So
nice. All right. So heads up. That's 2 successes. You only needed 1 because you're looking at it directly.
I can ask an extra question.
That's just a question. So starting off, these things have definitely been infected, whether it's by ritual or by blood or something else. Something is growing inside them, and has been growing inside them ever since. It is creating this kind of like weird octopus style pores along their body. But you don't reckon it's intentional. You reckon this is a side effect from a spell being cast, and the side effect of spell going wrong, the side effect is this creating. That's what you reckon.
Yeah, I would like to use the generated momentum point to ask another question. Is this stuff dying with them, or is it still going and alive?
It is not dying with them. It is eating their bodies, but it will only stop when they're dead. You don't need to worry about them infecting anyone else.
She still gets up and moves away from the corpses.
You have one more
slowly.
question. Remember, you get a free one.
Oh, right. Then have I read or seen anything comparable to this before? Have I ever seen a spell backfire this heavily?
If someone is trying to summon a kind of weird water-style beast, they would need a catalyst or something referencing it to use beforehand. If this went horribly wrong and people weren't able to use it in any kind of shape or form whatsoever, you reckon the spell they use to do that specific summoning is what's causing the problems. Also, I hope my video is still working.
It's not.
Oh no! I think my XSplit has crashed. This is typical.
We can still hear you though, Lloyd.
Sure. Oh, good. Okay. I can't actually click anything, so we're gonna have to hope for the best now, everyone. I do apologize. If I click something, I might close the window and have to restart, and that'll be
No, you're back.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I see what's happening. For some reason, it's just open support 50 times on my window. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, 50 times support. One of them's going to help. They have begun the ritual. Definitely. I don't know what else could have caused this. They are trying to summon something big, and I mean really big.
I think hearing this, Sarah, I imagine there might be a desk in the room or somewhere with papers, but Sarah is trying to look for anywhere that somebody might hide important information, because they're not going to leave it out on a desk or just in an open file.
That is fair. All right, give me a search test. Difficulty is you're going.
Can I use insight, but can I use tactics here?
I will give you tactics, yes.
Cool. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 3 for tactics. If you don't use tactics, it will difficulty 2. However, using tactics, you might find more than you bargained for.
I'll use tactics. Does anyone mind if I give Lloyd a bunch of threats? Because I'm hoping that we might be able to find what this ritual is or what they're summoning, so that we know what they're doing in the ballroom.
I suspect my problem is with Discord. I'm going to close down Discord. Don't mind me, everyone. I'll open it again. It'll be fine. Keep going, everybody. Everything's good. We are professionals here.
Does anyone mind if I just give Lloyd a whole bunch of threats? So we don't walk into a ball. I don't know. I don't want to walk into a ballroom.
It makes it exciting if he's got
Lloyd, have how many points of threat is it? Is it 5?
3? Yes. 3 is 5, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna roll 5d20s and see what happens.
Is Discord opening 1 million support tickets? What's going on? Help me, team. Okay, fine. Never mind. I guess that's how we live our life now. Until I
have. There's only 2 successes.
Oh, 2 is not enough. That is close, but not exactly there. All right.
Remember,
you're searching.
Can I succeed at cost?
Yeah, that's what's gonna use you. You're searching through the papers as best you can. You're trying to find anything else, and you're going through it all as hard as you can and sort of looking through. It takes you a moment, but you start collecting all this data that's around the side. That seems to be talking about ships, schematics, messages going around, everything else coming across, and information going through. There is 2 things that you spot that seem important. There is a word that is constantly being used throughout the area that you can't translate directly because your German isn't very good, but you reckon if you give to someone who speaks German, they can do it. It's written in a really odd kind of style. It says Krake, and you reckon a German person will be able to translate that a little bit better. And the second thing is with your tactics is enough for you to know that there's probably going to be a secret compartment underneath his main desk, and all you have to do is just reach out, grab the thing, and pull it out to get it out. You can feel the hole there for you to pull it.
I think Daphne might ask Sarah might ask Dan to have a look at it in case this is booby trapped, but she'll tell Dan that there's a secret compartment under the desk. Does Daphne speak German?
Yeah.
But she'll go over to Daphne and show her the word that she keeps finding while she tells Dan that there's a compartment under the desk.
All right. Daphne, the word is Kraken.
Yeah. It says Kraken. In German, that can mean either a simple octopus, but I guess we're talking about a mythological creature. And in Norwegian, it means something really, really big that sinks ships, like a giant octopus who likes to snack on people and could sink the Titanic.
Maybe the ship's an offering. Bring back a great ship from the bottom of the ocean, use it as an offering to please some giant water beast.
It is very possible, yes.
Okay.
All right. So, Dan, do you search it for traps?
Oh yeah. I think that would be a good idea. We had an experience before, so there is a precedent.
You are right. As you take a look down, I'm not gonna make you roll this because the penalty is not there specifically. As you take a look at it, there is a pin that would go out to a hand that reaches for it and inject it, and you can already see the poison dripping off it. It looked really bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I'm probably gonna basically use the little ring on my bayonet to just bend that needle away, or if I can't pop
Nice.
it out.
As you pop it out, you pull out what looks, for all intents and purposes, like a diary.
Ah, and anything else in there? Just a diary?
Just a diary.
Okay, then I'm gonna say, please be in English. Please be in English. I'm gonna.
It's
open
not
it
in
up.
English. It's
Damn
not
it.
even in German. It is a.
Oh, damn it!
It
Italian.
is what looks like an encrypted diary written in all comes and cases, but you can look at it and it gives out names, dates, and locations. It doesn't take either of you long enough for you to realize that what you have in your hand is a collected list of every known Black Sun operative working in Europe right now.
Freaking gold mine.
All you have to do is be able to translate it.
Okay, well, we are gonna have to find some sort of cipher key or something. But yeah, definitely taking the super magic MacGuffin diary.
Sounds good. As you grab the diary and put it in your hands, once again, that image comes out of nowhere and comes around you. You're once again in these quarters with people just partying and laughing and dining hard. And then there is a crash and you feel the ship shift. And the people inside the room look at each other, surprising, looking really odd. But as they do, you notice the walls around this bit start to concave in. They just start to bend into each other over and over and over. And as these people scream as they're about to be crushed by the ship itself, seemingly crushing into nothing, you come back to yourselves again. Please make me a resilience will roll. Difficulty is now 3.
I have some more threat.
Hey, how much?
I give you 1 threat.
Nice.
Boy, take 3 threat.
Nice.
This is kind of an engine that keeps going.
Isn't it great? I love
Threat
this
to
system.
survive
Fantastic.
when you try to kill us with it. Okay.
It would be great if my computer wasn't crashing right now and I wasn't terrified about it. It'd be even better, but that's fine.
Got 1 success.
I rolled a complication and 1 success. So.
If you fail, whatever you failed it by, lower your stress by that much.
This is fatigue, right, Lloyd? We're not taking stress.
We're not taking stress, it's just fatigue, lowering down.
So I failed it by 2.
So Lloyd, I got 1 success
Yes.
and a complication.
Oh, fantastic. So not only do you lower it down by 2, it actually starts to affect your mind and you start to see the images flashing back over and over and over. Please mark 1 injury for yourself. The injury, what it means is that your critical complication range is now 19 to 20, not just 20.
Okay.
Everybody cool with that?
Yeah. I should have used
Excellent.
that fortune point I was thinking about, but
It's all good. You're fine. You have to make a few more rolls like this and you're good. Okay.
We need to get off this ship. We need to get this book to people who can decipher it.
But remember, your mission is also to take out Jens Stoller. And you know who can decipher it? Jens Stoller.
Gonna be in the
Before we-
ballroom.
Daphne would
Before we go-
very much like to get off the ship.
Before we go, I want to check those 2 Black Sun guys that I shot and see if there is anything interesting on them. Signet rings, pistols, grenades.
What would you like to be on them?
Cipher keys for diaries. Anything that might be useful.
All right, like this. If you spend a fortune point, I'll let you tell me what you find on them. So if you can think of something very useful, you can declare that truth by spending a fortune point, and that was what you find on them.
Well, dang, I have no idea, but I'm going to spend the fortune point.
Yeah!
I'm going to say that I find myself a hand grenade and a black sun ring.
Done. They all wear these rings to identify who they are, both in and out of uniform. It's one of the big signifying things that come with it. I will put a cravat on it though. It usually comes with a passcode that you need to know.
Like,
unless you're some kind of like deep, unending spy that's been in there the whole time, you will not know what that password is.
Is there a password in that book for each of the agents that we can just steal the German from and say?
Yes. Yes, there is.
That is thinking with your brain there. Yeah.
Just open it up, pick a cool looking passcode for like an operative for wherever Dan's from, and just like
except you don't know what the location is, but you're like, you know what? This person is good. I just hope it's not Greenland or something.
And so we'll take those rings and
right.
my hand grenade.
Okay. So I have a lot of threat. It's time to spend some. I shall spend 3. You feel the engines of the ship come to life and it starts to move.
Oh no.
They got the old bird working again.
Is that a good thing? I don't think that's a good thing.
Well, that is a lot about engineering, that they could get those working again.
Let's admire the German precision engineering some other time.
I mean, are we even sure it's engineering and we're not about to be dragged down to some watery death by a kraken?
Krakens don't turn on the engines; they just drag you. I say we find Yen and
Jens Stahler.
Jens Stahler. We either knock him out and gag him, or we put 2 in the head, and then we get off this thing.
Sounds good to me.
The ballroom,
right.
The ballroom.
The ballroom it is. There is one more thing in the room that I have yet to mention directly. There is, in fact, a radio in the Stahler's private quarters that you can use if you like. Just keep that in mind in case it comes up later.
Do we have radio contact with the guy that dropped us off here? Does he have a radio?
Yes, he does.
Maybe we should radio him and warn him, because if we take Stoller out, people might try to jump ship and he's in the water. Also, there might be a kraken. We should probably tell the guy who's our escape boat that there might be a kraken.
Go ahead. I don't know the frequencies.
I imagine that Sarah probably would, or Dan can, but
I know definitely know what the frequencies are.
Yeah, between the two of them, could we send like basically just a message of like there might be something in the water, and watch for people jumping ship.
You get a message back, which is 10-4, fantastic, good work with moving the ship though. See you on land, I guess.
I think the last message is that wasn't us. Seriously, there's something big in the water.
It says a message back, ship moving towards Hammerfest. If problem?
Problem. Big problem. We're not moving the ship.
Message, stop ship from moving. All right, what do you do? What do you want to prioritize? You are running out of time. The sun will be coming up fairly shortly. The ship is heading towards Hammerfest. It is going to get there fairly soon. Things are looking pretty good. You need to prioritize and move fast. What do you want to do?
If we want to stop the ship, I got some plastic explosives on me, a demolition charge. We could get down to that engine room. We could blow the engine. We could blow one of the screws. I don't know if we can sink the ship. It's a big ship, and sometimes it pops back up, evidently. But I can at least disable that engine.
Let's sabotage it.
Hell yeah! Are you getting enough time to sabotage it and also find the ends in the ballroom?
Could split the party.
You could try splitting the party.
One of us could check the ballroom out and see if it's even worth us heading in or trying to get Stoller. Everyone else blow the ship.
Well, I'm probably the one to best decide what's going on in the ballroom, but I'm terribly at shooting people.
I'm pretty damn good at shooting people.
So
And Crook here is good at biting them.
I'm great at shooting people and breaking stuff. So I think I should be down to the breaking the ship.
You go break stuff. I'm going to identify what they're doing in the ballroom, and then Sarah and Crooks are going to take them out. Right?
Okay.
Right. Let's do this.
All right. I'm also reopening Discord. Thanks for the delay. I appreciate that, everyone. Okay, so this is how we're going to make this work. The entire, what's called, the engine's power is a 5 stress box. There's 5 stresses there. You've got to get down there and blow it up. Every action you take to get down there will work on it. At the same time, Jens Stoller is in the ballroom. If you can get to him and either capture him, kill him, or do whatever you need to, that will help you out. So who's going to Jens and who's going to stop the engines?
I'm going to Jens.
I'm going to Jens as well.
Looks like it's all up to you, Dan.
Hell yeah.
Let's do this. All right. Start with Jens. Oh, Jens. It doesn't take you long to get down towards the ballroom. Hold on. Before we do that, Henrik and Annette are like, where do you want us to go?
Maybe we send them up to top deck. Just stay and wait for us and keep the top deck clear. It looks like she knows how to use a gun.
King of the world it up
She's
on the
like,
prow
she
there.
nods desperately, like, and then shows her guns up like she knows what she's doing.
Keep our exit route clear.
Exit route clear, got it. And Henrik and Annette head on up to the top, and that's what they'll be doing, keeping your exit route clear. Dan, you're heading down towards the engine room. As you're heading down towards it already, you can see that there is about 6 guards, 6 Black Sun guards all over the place, getting the whole thing working, pumping it up, trying to head towards land. What is your method of attack or infiltration?
I do not know how old ships really work. Are they throwing coal into these things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's coal.
That's coal.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is I've got a couple things at my resources. I got these mechanic tools that can that I can basically buy some extra D20s with. Like I got 3 of these. So and then I want to see if I could use it somehow with my 1.5 pounds of demolition charge here. I would like to use all of that to see if I can basically blow up the furnace that these guys are in, disabling the engine and cooking these Black Sun guys as I run away in slow motion with a fireball behind me. That is my goal. What do I need to do that?
First thing you need to do is get to the furnace, either while being shot at or infiltration. That's what you need to do to get there. What is your plan for that?
Well, I am a stealthy guy because of my time with the family. So engine rooms are really loud. If I can, I would like to basically crawl off the back of a catwalk and get behind some of this machinery and then do my thing, whatever it is, then crawl back up and get on. So I actually want to avoid the main walkways that they're on. I'm going to try to Spider-Man it as much as I can behind stuff.
Roll, stealth roll, either coordination or coordination and stealth. You get 1 extra dice.
Okay. So coordination 10, my stealth is 2, and make sure I ain't got no special abilities or nothing that I can think of here. Nope. And I got 3 dice.
Yep. The room is quiet and stealthy and pretty low, and it's fairly, I don't see why it should be any difficult to get done. How bad was it on a scale of 1 to oh god?
Well, there was 1 success.
Hey, that's what you needed.
And a complication.
Okay. Using a complication. I'm going to spend some threat to make that complication a little more interesting, just because I can. If it will load, thank you very much. Please don't crash game. Please, God, please. I'm begging you. All right. You stealth your way in. You're quiet. You're doing the best you can. You get all over the places. You're moving on the wall, and you land. And you're like, "Yes, I've got it." Until you see what they're using for power, you stare at this rock, and you're like, "That's not coal. It's this weird." Energetic style, almost glowy, like almost irradiated rock they're throwing in there. It's this sort of weird, overpowered, it's completely strange to you. You don't know what your explosion is going to do if you blow up the furnace, but it will probably be bigger than you think it is. What about it later, though?
Yeah.
Daphne, Sarah, it doesn't take you long to get into the ballroom. As you're moving towards the ballroom, you can see that the ballroom has been changed into this ritual circle. There's a massive, over complex, like tritohexagonal circle that's been drawn up on the floor. And there's a man kneeling in front of it. Their black sun uniform is there, their helmet is down, and they're bleeding from the eyes, but you make out Jens Stoller, and he's breathing heavily.
Sarah turns to Daphne and goes, "Are you ready?" Because like they've got to go, right? Sarah doesn't want to wait for something even worse to happen.
I'm ready. I'm trying to do anything I can to stop what he's doing, and you take him out.
Yep. And I think Sarah grabs Crooks by like that little bandana he's wearing, ruffles him on the head, looks straight at Yola, so that Crooks is now looking where she's looking, and I think Sarah just goes, "Fix him," and sends the dog in there to just try to bite
You're
at
going
him
to
and knock
send
him
the dog into the ritual circle. That's the thing I just heard you say, right?
Yeah, well, she wants to stop Jan doing this. Maybe if he's distracted by a dog like grabbing onto his arm and tugging him around, if he tries to cast a spell or anything, Daphne might have time to figure out what he's doing before. But Sarah will like do that and move into the room and draw a gun ready.
Just to double confirm, Marie, you're okay with me hurting the dog a little bit, right? Just a tiny bit.
As long as you warn me.
I've warned you.
Thank you.
Okay. The dog comes, whoop, 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 and it leaps towards him. And you see him look up towards the dog. And as it leaps towards the circle, it slams into the circle like a huge yelp as its energy comes up. It singes part of its fur. And then the dog falls to the side unconscious. See, it's still alive. It's fine. As you step into the room and you see Jens look up, is like, who dares?
You hurt the dog! She's going to kill you!
Sarah doesn't even say anything. She's looking at Crooks. She can see the chest moving. To be fair, it's very much like Crooks. He has 3 courage right now. He's super brave, and he tried.
I forgot to give you courage soak on all your mental rolls. I'm totally sorry, everyone. Keep going.
I don't have any courage. Sarah doesn't. Crooks has got 3 courage.
It's all good. Keep going.
I think she looks at the dog and she looks back at Daphne and she's like, she's gonna kill you, and just nods at her. I want to do this just because it's fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I think that like she waits, maybe like Daphne says something, and as she's doing this, Sarah's just getting out, like as Daphne's talking, gets out her boomerang and without saying anything and just kind of like offhandedly throws it in one direction. So like you probably don't even notice, like it's so casual as she does it. And hopefully she can get it to go round and smack him on the back of the head.
So I think that's great. Make the roll. Me and Daphne have a conversation, and your boomerang, if you hit, will hit him halfway through the conversation.
Okay, can I use one of my truths to spend some fortune, because I have the truth Australian.
Yes.
And the boomerang is a very, it's...
Do it. Chuck it in there. It'll be grand. All right. Make the roll. Marie, we're having this conversation. Let me know.
What am I rolling, Lloyd? What difficulty?
You're rolling. Difficulty's 1. It's range.
Cool. So it's coordination and fighting.
Yep.
Have 3 points of threat as well, because I want to make this happen.
Really want to take this guy out. Yeah, I like
it. He hurt my dog.
Okay, gotta watch your time. We're nearly there. Don't worry, everyone. It's fine. I have this under control. I am an expert. I swear.
1 success and a complication.
Nice. Even better. Marie, we're having this conversation as you. And he gets up, he looks up, goes, Section M here on my Titanic.
How is this your Titanic? I don't think it belongs to anyone. And whatever you're doing here, yes, we're here to take, you out. And also the ship. And don't worry, we're not the only two people on board the ship. It wouldn't be so stupid to come with such a small group. So prepare for going down with this ship because we're sending it back to the bottom of the ocean again. And also, whatever you're doing here, this stops. And I say it stops about right now.
Ooh, are you gonna make a spell to break it?
Yes, I'm trying.
Let's do it. Give me that counterspell roll.
I'm going to counterspell. I'm rolling my power die. It says power dice, but I only got one. And if I roll an effect, it gets harder to do magic for him.
Yep, I will say it works. Do you want to spend some fortune on that?
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's throw some fortune in there.
Do it.
I'm fascinated with forbidden knowledge.
Do it. Let's take him out. Jens needs to go down.
I've got one effect, so
That's still good. That's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
Plus you spent fortune, so it's 2.
Yeah, very good.
All right. As you're doing this, you see the spell around him start to break, and he looks more and more terrified as he does so. And then as the spell starts to go down, the boomerang's about to go out round. He sits there, and you see him just smile, and he goes, "The ritual failed, you know. I thought I had the book perfect. I had the stars of Atlantis aligned. I even had the first summoning brought forward from the depths of the ocean, the Titanic itself, and I still wasn't able to keep it contained. And then I was the only thing keeping this ship up and it away. So all I have to say to that and to what you've done is thank you." And as he says thank you, the boomerang goes right in his head.
It has the salvo of stun. I don't know if that does anything.
Well, we're gonna find out in a second, don't you worry. It goes right in his head. He goes down, and you know those spots that were growing on the other people? They start to grow on him. And then they spread towards the floor. And then the floor starts to crack up. And then tentacles start to rise from it. Congratulations, everyone, you summoned the Kraken.
He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Run!
All right, while you're running, Seth, what is Dan gonna do? You're still gonna try and blow this bad boy up?
Oh yeah. It isn't every day you get to sink the Titanic. I mean, come on.
That is true.
So,
Difficulty is 3 on your jury rigging to get this right. Good luck.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mechanical tools. So I got 3 of these. I can buy 3 D20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and buy all 3.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be my mechanical engineering explosive. So it's 4 plus what's that as this on?
That will probably be either insight, most likely. I think will make more sense.
Okay. So
hold up. Can I give you a better one than that? I don't know. Yeah, I'll give you insight on that. I think insight reason. I'll give you reason for that. That makes more sense to me.
Okay. So reason. So that's a 14. Can I use my truth of technical prodigy to give me any sort of advantage here?
I will lower the difficulty by 1, so it's difficulty 2 now.
Then I will do all of those things.
Make the roll.
You were about to watch somebody roll 5 20s.
I wish.
Dun, 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 dun. Well.
On a scale of 1 to bad, how bad was it? Remember, I can't open Discord at the moment.
Well, I got 1 success.
Wow.
And 1 complication. So good job, Dan. Good job.
All right. It's rigged. All you have to do is push this button and it goes.
Well, I'm not going to push it while I'm standing next to it. So I will attempt to extract myself, stealth out of here a bit, and get away before I cause this all to explode.
So you start to stealth away and hear a tick, tick, tick. And you're quite surprised by that. So you turn around and you realize something. You know how you put a detonation on there? You also put a timer on there. And you didn't really want the timer to go out. It was supposed to go after you push the button to make the timer go down. But the timer now says 5 seconds.
I will proceed to haul ass.
I would like you to make a whole ass roll, coordination plus athletics difficulty 2, please.
Do you have a focus on rolling? Rolling ass.
That required me to spend 1 point of momentum of the threat, but it's all good. Good luck. Don't
Okay,
fail,
so-
or you're going to be caught in explosion. It'll be really bad.
So coordination plus what?
Athletics, I believe. Athletics or anything that causes you move. Let me see.
Nah,
What-
man, got none of that. So
Yeah, just straight up coordination. Good luck.
Wait, I told you originally I wanted to run away in slow motion as this worked perfectly, and this is not what I said I wanted.
This is slow motion. You one will explodes, just that maybe might catch you in it, and that'll be really bad, and that'll suck.
Okay. That was not one, but 2 failures.
Okay, you run slow mo. The guards turn towards them like, where did this guy come from? They get the guns out. The explosion hits behind you, and you go flying through the air, and you slam into a wall, and you hit the ground unconscious. Back to Daphne and Sarah. Daphne, Sarah, you are running as fast as you can to get out of there. You are leaping out, desperate, trying to do anything just to leave. And these tentacles are starting to wrap around parts of the ship and rip them off to get towards you. What is your plan?
Lloyd, I have one question.
Go back to get the dog.
Stoller mentioned a book. He said he'd nearly perfected the book.
Yes.
Was that like a book that was in front of him, or like from like the ritual he was doing?
Yes, there is a book on a pedestal in front of him. You can try and grab it if you want.
Sarah wants to like run over because she wants to go and make sure Crooks is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you'll let me do this just like for the narrative, but can she go over to the dog and now the spell's down? He's kind of awake but groggy, and just usher him towards Daphne, just like out of the room.
You can grab the dog or you can grab the book. You do not get both.
Oh, Sarah. Oh,
Grab
I
the
think
dog.
Sarah looks at Daphne and is like, points at the book in like a, do we want to grab it? But she's already going for Crooks. She's made her choice. She has to get her loyal friend out of there and away from the tentacles. But she'll point the book out to Daphne so Daphne can get it if she wants to.
Daphne tries to run for the book and grab it before the tentacles grab her.
Agility plus either athletics or something close enough to that.
Well, I got nothing that's even close to athletics. I was not in the athletic department.
Well, time to roll agility and hope for the best. Of course, there's only one though. I believe.
So I need to hit an 8. I've got 1 success.
That's all you needed.
Whew.
You reach up, you run, you grab the book, and as you do, a tentacle reaches up and just completely crushes the pedestal underneath it. You are standing in front of it, you slip and yet you slide a little bit on the ground, but you pull yourself back up and you are running, I'm assuming.
Yes. I've got it!
Did I need to roll
No, you've got Crook, but you're leading the charge. You need to figure out your
Okay.
way back the quickest way possible without getting in front of. Make me a coordination. No, make me a reason and athletics roll. You need to work your way back to the top.
Can I? Okay, since this is now a battlefield,
Yeah.
I have like a specialty thing for tactics. It's battlefield tactics. Can I use that to remember the quickest route back up, like the route that we took to get here, like was most direct?
Oh, go on then. I'll be nice. Let me double check what that means. So I'll make sure I give you the right bonuses. Give me a second. Blah, blah, blah. That's a wrong character sheet. Hang on a second. Battlefield tactics. Where did you go? I can't find it. Army of one. Sharpshooter. Companion. Where is it?
Skills and focuses. My tactics focus has got battlefield tactics
Yes.
and brackets.
Roll reason and tactics 3, and I'll let you do it.
Cool.
Difficulty's only 2 now because you're using that.
Okay, so it's 9.
Now you can
have a point of
assist,
threat,
Daphne,
Lloyd.
by the
Have a
way.
point of threat.
Yeah.
But I'll take
Really?
an assist if there is one.
Daphne, you can assist by rolling a relevant skill, but only 1 die, and your successes will count to your roll.
Yes, I'm trying to find my way back by looking at things that seem familiar. So I'd like...
That is 3 successes.
Ooh.
But the momentum might be useful if from the assist.
You're gonna need it to rescue your boy.
Can I suggest to roll on insight and observation to kind of?
Yep.
I remember we went left here. There's the crack in the wall.
I'll let you roll it. Give it to me.
Good. 1d20, and I need to hit a 14. It's a success.
Woo!
Here's my success. Take it. Get us out of here.
Four total then. How many
All right,
momentum is
two
that,
momentum.
Lloyd?
Two momentum on top
Two
of that.
momentum.
Everyone's doing great. You're fantastic. You get to the surface. As you get to the surface, you can see that Henrik and Annette are up there. They're shooting off like all these like walking like half-turned Nazi, what's called like the Black Sun creatures heading towards them, the tentacle thing going off them, and they're just shooting them off as best they can. They're like, all right, we need to go, says Henrik.
Where's Dan?
Wasn't he with you? Push, push, push.
He's down in the engine room.
Do you want me to go and get
All over
him?
the engine room.
I don't think we have time to get him.
Oh, are you gonna leave your friend behind to die?
I think Sarah will look at Daphne and like Crooks, who I imagine is like groggy but awake. She looks at Crooks and goes, protect, points at Daphne, doesn't say anything, but immediately heads back down the stairs that they've just come from to get up here to go and search for Dan.
Sarah!
And they
But
run.
Crooks, she wants Crooks to protect Daphne at this point.
All right, you can see that on board, those two will keep you safe for now, Daphne for now, and they're like getting one of the like lifeboats on the side. They've chucked it down to the water, and they're like, "It's the last lifeboat. Are you sure you want to stay? Do you want to go with us?" They look at you, Daphne.
I will stay. Take this book and contact Section M. You need to get to them no matter what.
Henrik grabs the book, and Annette starts yelling something at him, and he looks at both of you, and then he gets in the boat, and Annette like cuts the wire, and it drops, and Annette turns towards you and speaks in a perfect French accent. All right, then, let's go. Downstairs.
I love her.
You rush down, Sarah. You rush down and you slide in. You see this place is a complete and utter mess. It's just covered in like debris everywhere. And buried underneath it, you see Dan's hand just sticking out.
She doesn't even like look at the debris. She doesn't look to see who else is here. As soon as she spots Dan's hand under there, like battlefield training kicks in. She's straight over there, doesn't try to clear the rubble, but puts her hand through it, looking for like something to grab on the uniform, and just tries to pull Dan free of it and get him up and get his face up so she can see him.
Dan, you pull free, and that's when you come back to consciousness. Don't worry, there's no more penalty towards it. And you're just like basically breathing and catching your breath and being all careful. The two of you, everything was fine. Everything is great. The ship starts to tilt.
Sarah doesn't even.
I was hoping she was gonna just pull the seven.
I think Sarah's got like a hold of your front, and she's like, "Grab a cigarette. We're getting out of here. Like, there's no time. Let's just go." And she's just trying to.
As you say that, I spend two more threat. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm just like anticlimactic. I do apologize.
I think you probably hear her be like, "We accidentally summoned the Kraken. We're leaving."
Yes, you did. This is a voice as the like partnership breaks up, and you see what looks like the face of like the big face of a giant octopus coming up, and the face is Jens Stoller's face. I will end all things and all worlds, and it all starts here. What'd you do?
Sarah pulls out her
Hold up, what's that? Dan, what'd you do?
Oh, okay.
I would like to throw a grenade that I got earlier into any sort of orifices, like a mouth or an eye or like one of those little blowholes or something. I would like to chuck a grenade into Squiddy McSquid face.
That sounds fantastic. Why don't you make me a roll? Difficulty 2. Good luck with that grenade throw.
I will spend my final fortune points.
That's what I like to hear.
And,
all right, so you already have 2 successes. There's momentum from the last. No, there's 2 momentum from the last scene, I think. So you still have momentum if you want to use some.
Is this coordination or agility that I use?
Coordination. Coordination. For
Coordination?
things like hand-to-eye coordination stuff. So that's what
Okay.
that's for. So
Okay.
nothing but net.
And is this fighting or what do I use to
I'll give it
throw
fighting. I'll say it's fighting. I'll be nice.
Okay.
I'll be nice. You deserve to be nice too.
I'm just grateful that you didn't have her find my severed hand, because that would have been hilarious.
That is so good. I should have done that, but I was like, I want to finish the game on a high note, so it's fine. I am about to overrun. Steve is about to murder me, but it's all good. It's fine. We're about to wrap up. It's fine.
I'm glad I used the fortune point, because I didn't get any successes on those dice, but
You chuck it into its eye, it lands there and blows up. You see it scream, and the ship itself starts to crumble around it. It's enough to give you a time to run away.
I
take it you both run?
Yeah, I think Sarah will push Dan forward, like up the stairs, and she will just like, as she's just running up, I imagine she's just got like her Thompson machine gun that she's just firing off towards it. So hopefully it doesn't try to like lash a tentacle out towards them or anything, but just.
You make it up and you meet Daphne halfway. And with Annette, who's like, is it dead?
There's a kraken down there with Stollen's face, so I think that it's about time to jump ship.
Understandable. Let's go. And at the same time, now is a good time to find out Flair.
He's still around. Let's fire the flare anyway, if you didn't realize.
You need to get a boat out of here, and that's the only way out. So I'm wrapping up slightly because I'm out of time. I do apologize, everyone. You can see his boat coming up towards you as the Kraken is wrapping its hand around the point to basically crush the ship and bring it beneath it. And you're all struggling to stay up, but you're at the exit point you were on before with the rope that was going down. And he's like pulled up. It's like, let's go.
Sarah just dives, looks at Crooks and goes, come on, boy, and just dives off the ship, pushing out as far as she can. So wherever she lands in the water is swimming distance.
You want to dive in the water with a Kraken in it? That's what you want to do?
Sure. I mean, I don't really want to like carefully climb down a rope with the dog on my back with a ship that's slowly being crushed by tentacles. This feels safer. If the tentacles are on the ship, they're not in the water.
I mean, most of them are.
Sarah's reasoning.
All right. You're like, woo! Psh. What about you two?
I'm going to jump at the boat. I'd rather break my leg than stay here.
You're like, screw it! Ah! Just jump on the boat. Make me an agility of athletics test. If you fail, that's going to be an injury. And you, Seth? You've got your
this
device.
Is the end.
Slide down.
And you only get so much opportunity for this. How high are we off the water?
How high is the worst you could possibly be?
Pretty damned high.
Okay, I'd say it's pretty high. I'd say it's a good 3 stories.
Okay. And we can see the big noodly arms of this Kraken as it's crushing the thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do backwards. I'm going to jump off this thing, and as I fall, I'm going to unload my Thompson into the nearest noodly appendage.
I love it. Give me a agility fighting roll, and we'll see just how much you can shoot into it.
I am probably going to accidentally shoot all my teammates.
It's all good. Good luck. Oh God, Steve, don't murder me. I know I'm behind. I am trying. I will finish in 2 minutes.
Lloyd, it's about according to my quick Google search, it's about 8 stories. It's the height of the Titanic from keel to top. So about probably
it's bopping. It's bopping in the water.
6 or 7 from
it's sinking.
From top to water.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's sinking. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
So the number of 20s that Discord rolls, I think is just
Lloyd has bribed it. I'm telling you.
Suspect. So I got a success and a complication.
Dan, I'm spending 5 threat.
Go for it.
Marie, what'd you get?
I got 1 success and 1 complication.
Nice.
Do you want me to roll for jumping in the water, Lloyd?
Yes, roll from in the water, but you're gonna be fine, I'm assuming, because you're badass.
Okay.
Marie, you land, but you break your leg in doing so. Please take 1 injury.
Yes, she's biting down on her lip and just trying to swallow her shout in pain. But she's in the boat. And get Sarah!
What's what? Sarah, after you make your roll, Sarah.
What am I rolling? What do you want me to roll?
Agility plus athletics to not hurt yourself when you hit the water.
Oh, okay. How many difficulties?
2.
Have a point of. Right. Did we spend any of our momentum?
No, but things changed twice, so no, you don't need to spend.
Okay, cool. Have a point of threat, Lloyd, because why not?
Yeah, more be good.
Also, Steve promises not to murder you for running late.
Okay, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Let's go. Let's go.
I've rolled a 22. I'm suspicious about the 20s. It's one success.
Nice. All right. I spend another 5 threat. Daphne, as you land on the boat and your leg is hurting, you look up and you see Dan leaping up towards you. But as he's leaping up, a tentacle reaches out of nowhere and then just wraps around him and it pulls him back on the ship. And the same thing happens to Sarah. Sarah, you are in the water, you're coming out, and you see the tentacle moving up towards you, and you realize that only either you or your dog will be saved. What will you pick?
Sarah will make sure the dog is safe. Crooks is her best friend and loyal companion. And I think she'll just be shouting for Crooks to get to the boat. Somebody's got to be there to protect whoever's on the boat, right? At least Crooks can bite at things that try to grab at them. But Sarah's got a knife. She has weapons. So in her mind, she can still maybe get out of this, but the dog won't. So she'll save the dog.
Themselves up on the other side, and the dog's the last thing you see as this thing wraps around you and pulls you in. As the Arthur does not waste time, just books it away. The last thing you see of your companions and the ship is this cracking, wrapping around it, and it slowly creeps, changing and shrinking down. But at the same time, almost ghostly form of the Titanic original self seems to come around it. And as it's moving on and on and on, it slowly and utterly sinks into the depths. The book that you received is massively impactful in stopping most of the secret hidden agents of the Black Sun across Europe and in some parts of America. The Titanic itself and its secrets and the spell that came with it are within your hands, but no one else seems to really be able to decipher them any better than Jens Stoller did. For a good 2 years, the war continues, and you think that there is no way you can find your friends ever again. And you reckon that they are gone within the depths themselves until you receive a message from Siphon. And the message simply says, I found them. Come to the Arctic wastes. We shall rescue them together. But that's the story for another time and another place. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for playing Achtung, Cthulhu 2D20. I hope that was a good fun for you. We have 2 minutes to give feedback, so that's what we're going to use it for. Go, 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 go. 2 minutes, go, before I get fired.
This was a completely different game than I've ever played Cthulhu before. This was so much action and so much pulp and so much Kraken.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. How about you two?
I have never survived a game of Call of Cthulhu in my life. So perfect.
This is weirdly eerie because when I played this when Sam ran it on Encounter Roleplay, it's like a preview thing. My character also kind of died or was mysteriously left in a ship after sacrificing herself. So I think I have a theme going, but I love
that. Sounds pretty fair.
I love that I can have a dog. I'm happy.
That's the most important thing. Did the dog make it?
The dog did make it, and so did you, and so did Annette. And by that equivalence, as you worked out, Siphon. So, with that in mind, thank you very much for playing. Everyone who's watching now, thank you very much for watching. I wasn't told to give codes out for Star Trek, so I'm assuming there's no codes to give out. I need to go or I'm going to get fired. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We're going to get out of here. We've got a next panel coming on up. I can't remember what it is. Someone will tell you later on the screen. See you later. Bye.